managed to mobilize some of the networks that we as scholars are collaborating with, one of which is the UNESCO related Unitwin network on gender, media and ICT, whereby we have colleagues from Ecuador, from Chile, from Mexico, from India, from Costa Rica, from Spain, from different countries in Europe. They've been constantly updated on the project developments. All the materials that we've created through the project were also made available to them, and they've been invited to some of the activities that we have organized. In particular, colleagues from some European universities have been very much involved in our activities, from the universities of Newcastle, of Gothenburg, of Klagenfurt, of Zagreb, so really from the north of Europe all the way down to Italy. And it's been interesting to witness the commitment of colleagues who would attend our Friday seminars over the period of a semester, always sharing with us their own perspective.
It was very interesting that the professor provided us with some outside source for other than her, because yes, you can talk to the professor, she can give you some other feedbacks, but also hearing from the people who actually work with the team is a good thing. I think it broadens your horizons.
So that the students had the opportunity to meet first of all the partners in the Rewriting the Story project, International Federation of Journalists and also COPIAM.
COPIAM is a not-for-profit association gathering the main audiovisual players of the Mediterranean region, among which the public service broadcasters. We carry on a number of different actions involving all the stakeholders of our network, among which trainings for journalists, we coordinate TV and radio co-production, we promote the creative use of audiovisual archives, and of course the promotion of gender equality in the media.
They had the opportunity to meet the person who is in charge of the campaign for the upcoming European Parliament election of the European Women's Lobby. So this is a feminist federation of organizations from civil society that is based in Brussels, and they really do work in order to foster women's political participation. And then they had the opportunity to meet a number of experts discussing the different issues, particularly the connection between women, politics, and representation and stereotype, not only the ways in which women are represented by the media, but also the ways in which women represent themselves through the media, particularly social media. This has been the contribution by Professor Karen Ross from Newcastle University.
And aside from her being in the academe, it was cool to see people who were working in actual organizations, professionals in the field. Also, there were specific ones that I found interesting, like Lucia Vasquez, I think is her name. Yeah, Lucia Vasquez talked a lot about the gender, the visuals and articles, which we didn't really know about. We're communication students, but those are something very interesting for us. Or little subtle stereotypes that come out in text. Those were really helpful.
And the interesting thing in this case is really to have these different perspectives coming together, reflecting on why and how we're still facing so much, sometimes blatant, very overt stereotype, but in other cases a lot more subtle stereotypes that pass through the language that is not inclusive, that pass through the ways in which we frame politics as still a domain mainly inhabited by men, so not fostering and favoring, for instance, having women as models, as role models for other women who might be more willing to engage in the politics.